Hey guys, hope y'all doing good today. So we're doing a little live stream here with GodsEntry. So we're gonna give us about a couple minutes, and then we will get this stream going. So I'll go ahead and put a timer on for y'all. And yeah, give us a couple minutes, and we're going to get this set up real quick.
Mm. Mm. Okay. Can't put it up. Ooh. Let me just wait here.
Hey guys, I see y'all in chat. Glad to have you. It's gonna be a good stream. We're gonna go over a lot of good stuff, so definitely stay tuned. All right, 2 minutes are up. GodsEntry, if you're good, we can start going over some of the TA, unless you still have to get everything set up.
Sure, I'm good. Are we live now? Or
Yeah, let me go ahead and get your screen on here real quick, and we will get you started. And real quick, for those who don't know, GodsEntry, he has his own Discord. If you go to his Twitter at gods_entry, he basically posts technical analysis. Been in the market for a while, so definitely give him a follow there. And then his Discord as well is linked to his Twitter, so definitely join it. A lot of good info, a lot of good alpha. So great guy. And with that, you can go ahead and start sharing.
well, man, thanks for having me on. Let's see what's going on in this market here today. We're pretty much at an inflection point where people want to know if we're going up or down. Bear market rally, bull run. So let's try to figure it out. All right. We're going to check on Bitcoin right here on the weekly. So I have this zone down here from quite a while back. I've been looking for this 85% retracement like we normally have. It's roughly around like the 12.5, 10.2 area. So I'm trying to find a way so we can get there. And it looks like we're running into lots of overhead resistance at the moment. I think we're due for a pullback at the very least. So we have this death cross on the EMA 50 crossing over the 200. It hasn't happened yet on the regular moving averages. So if you pull that up, it's about to happen. Generally, price likes to test these intersections. So I'm looking for like resistance right here. And as we keep looking at it, right above it, we actually have the yearly pivot. So I like to see strength when we're going into a pivot like this, so we can actually break it. And right now I'm not seeing it. So at the very least, I can see us having a pullback to the 21 EMA, roughly around 20,500 area. And I'd like to see us hold support there, because if we actually stay above the 21, it's kind of bullish in the past. So that's what I'm looking for. A lower high, a higher low rather, and then build some strength to go up through this yearly pivot is what I'm looking for.
Gotcha.
All right.
So you're thinking of a small pullback here, and then for some more strength to bounce off of and break through those pivots?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I'd like to see. At this rate, we have a lot of indecision. I'll show that on another chart later. But I like to see it come down, gather support here. Gotcha. Around 21 EMA.
Yeah, no, it's definitely some good charts there. If you want, I can share my Bitcoin chart and we can kind of go back and forth to give different viewpoints. And
Sure.
yeah,
That'd be
definitely.
great. That'd be great.
Perfect. So looking here for my chart on Bitcoin, so you can see I'm on the daily right now, and I have two moving averages up. The 200 EMA, which is this pink line here, and then the 300 EMA, which people may not be as familiar with. It's EMA that I was kind of fiddling around with a couple weeks back and found that it's actually acted as support / resistance for a while now. So if you zoom out, you can see the 300 EMA here acted as resistance on April of last year, resistance March of last year, February, and January of last year. So once we break this, that'll be a significant level to break. Now you can see the horizontal resistance also coincides with the 300 EMA level. So that's why this 23.8K level is such a big resistance point. So right now what I'm looking at is if you're looking to buy, I would look first until we get down to this 22.4 level. This has been good support, and then major support here on this 200 EMA at 21.3K. So these are two levels I'm watching. And like GodsEntry was saying, if he's expecting a pullback, then again, I'm expecting us, to at least retest this 21.3K if we don't bounce from here. So I've seen a couple Twitter accounts over the past 30 minutes get bullish again. So again, we could reverse from here, but if we don't, then these are the best levels for risk to reward as far as buying on that. Now, if we do break that 300 EMA at 23.8K, next resistance I'm looking for is that 25.2K. So these are levels you've probably seen on Twitter already, but if you haven't, definitely pay attention to these because there's going to be a ton of shorts. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry about that.
Oh,
Go
yep.
ahead.
There's going to be a ton of shorts at this 25.2K level, so that's definitely something you want to watch out for. So definitely keep an eye on these levels, and that's what I'm watching currently. So put it back to your screen.
All right. Let me turn my notifications off real quick. Give me one moment.
Yep, no problem. While you're doing that, I'll real quick go over Ethereum and what I'm thinking here. So
Cool.
For Ethereum, we got, again, I have the red line, 300 EMA, pink, 200 EMA, and then I've added two more. So the turquoise line in blue here, that's the 100 EMA, and then the purple is the 50 EMA. So as you can see, the 50 crossed over the 100 EMA about January 21st. And since then, we've been doing pretty good. But same deal as Bitcoin. You can see we do have the 300 EMA on ETH that it's just sitting below. So I don't think it's a coincidence. Again, this is about that 1680 level. So until we break over that, you can see this red box here provides a lot of resistance for us. But if we break this, then we are teleporting straight to 1785. That's my next target for Ethereum. If we do pull back from here and continue, then I would look placing DCA orders. You can see it's bounced a couple times on the 200 EMA. So place DCA orders around 1520 all the way down to 1475. That's what I would look at, which also coincides with the 50 EMA. So again, the indicator here I have, the dynamic volume oscillator, it's starting to curve to the upside. So this is something, again, that I'm looking at. But really, just from an SR perspective, really want to short here and then long towards the bottom, right? Or short on the long on the breakout. Because again, this 300 EMA has acted as resistance for so long. So just some levels I'm looking out for right there. So, all right, off to you, GodsEntry.
Well, man, good stuff. Here, I'll jump to my ETH chart real quick. We basically have the same levels here. As I got a little bull flag, a bear flag here on the 4 hour. So I'm looking for this to continue. Possibly get one more push up into this zone that you were talking about from like 1650 to 1785. And that's where I'll probably attempt to try a short in this area. Worst case, if we actually do go through here and retest this yearly pivot, this would be my next zone. I'll be looking to short, quite honest. So
awesome.
Basically where we're at. We got the same levels there.
Yeah, perfect. Good. Well, at least we have similar levels and kind of some confluence there, which is always good when you're looking at various viewpoints.
What I wanted to jump to was DXY. Let me go over here. We have this descending wedge on a weekly. We got our first strong weekly candle. We found support. So this is what has me concerned that we're definitely due for a correction if this holds. We jump to a different chart. You can also look at it as a channel. So we haven't broken out of that yet as well. But we have the yearly pivot here again. So if we go through this yearly pivot with strength, the dollar's going to have some room to go. But it all really depends because I'm a pivot trader, so I depend on these a lot. This is one of the tools that I use. I like to see strength when we break these. If we come up to the pivot and we're weak, then that's another story. Maybe we'll go back down.
I like it. And can you also explain DXY for people that aren't really familiar with it and kind of the
Oh,
history of the inverse correlation there?
yeah, generally when the DXY is the dollar, and when that goes up, markets generally go down, risk assets go down, and vice versa. So that's why I pay attention to the dollar. See, we're due like right now. Bitcoin's going up. So if this is finding support, I'm gonna look for a correction if this is moving up. Basically.
Perfect. Yeah, that's definitely something that a lot of people don't pay attention to. And, I think it's good to have that relationship between that inverse correlation and just being aware of it. Because, like you said, it kind of measures that risk on asset. So, whether you continue to stay on the sidelines or, start taking some profits off or start investing more. So, yeah, appreciate you sharing that.
No problem. Thank you. I don't know if you have anything, a note chart, or I have one more thing I was going to show on
Yeah,
Bitcoin.
go for it.
All right, so I'm just kind of gauging like the sentiment in the market. Everybody's kind of conflicted right now. Everybody's feeling bullish, and after we've been in a pretty long downtrend, same sort of feeling we had back at around 48K. Kind of what I'm reading. The market had indecision at this point, and it's actually doing the same thing now. So, that's why I'm not yet have the bullish feeling. I want to see this higher low come into play. Like I don't want to see us go below basically 19K. We go below 19K, then I think we'll have some more downside. But 19K is like my last spot that I would attempt, to try to long for
Yeah,
more continuation in this rally, I guess.
definitely. Do you think that this is just a bear market rally, or do you think we're actually changing the trend here?
No, it's really hard if you look on the back end. If you look at the traditional markets, like we go to the SPY here real quick. It's an interesting chart. All right, this is the SPY on the weekly. So it's really hard to think we're in a bull run, not a bear market rally, just for this simple reason. All right, this is the yield curve inversion. So every time it's red, the yield curve is inverted. This is the Fed's rate. So when they pause and it flattens out before they decrease. This was in 2001, and they called the top, like when the Feds actually pivoted. And then we had this pretty big fall here, it's about 48%. Oops. Yeah, it's about 48%. But if you go to the next one in 2008, when we flattened, the market actually went up when they pivoted. So those are two examples. We could be very conflicted right now with this theory with the Fed pivot. So
Yeah, that
no,
was okay.
no, and I'm looking now, and it's like everybody. If you really want to think about it, the S&P has broken trend. So who's to say we don't do something like this and make a giant double top and push up, and all the markets come with us? Because we still have some time for the Fed to actually pivot and decrease rates. So you can't discount that we broke this trend line. We're building building support. This is a trend change. This is an actual trend change right here. So if we actually break this high, like roughly around 43, I would say there's a good chance we could go up here and make a double top. You're gonna have to flip it. You got to be flexible in this market.
Yep, 100%. I'm glad you brought that up. That weekly resistance. That was a resistance that a lot of people were looking at, and they were expecting it to fully hold and for S&P to break back down. But the fact that you said we broke it is definitely big, right? Again, it could always be a fake out, but like you
Oh
said,
yeah,
yeah, I do think we're gonna have at least, I would say, 2 to 2.5 months of continuation to the upside before reversing back down. And I think that, could line up, with a couple of your lines up there. But yeah, I think with everyone right now, looking in the chat here, again, gonna try to respond to some comments on this. A lot of people are saying, hey, do you think that the Bulls are losing steam right now? That was Fence Tantu commenting that. And actually, I'll have your opinion on that first, and then I'll tell you my opinion.
I think the Bulls are losing steam. I'd rather say there's definitely indecision on what to do in the market right now. That's what these candles show on the weekly. It's not really, it's a neutral candle. It was a spinning top. We didn't close yet, but this is a candle of indecision at the moment. So we got to wait for the close. But no, I don't think the Bulls so much lost steam. I think there's not much volume in the market, so it's pretty easy to push these prices in either direction.
Yeah, I think the same thing. I think that, it's easy to say the Bulls are losing steam right now because we have gone up nearly for the last month. I think something to keep in mind is, again, all these, trend lines we're breaking and resistance we've been breaking. My only apprehension for continuing to be bullish here is just the overextension of a lot of indicators, especially on the higher time frames, the 4-hour, the daily. A lot of indicators are overbought. So I would feel fine if we consolidated for the next couple days or couple weeks until the next push upward. But with that said, I mean, in a trending market, right, or during a rally, the market basically can remain irrational longer than you can remain solvent, right? For people that try to keep shorting, shorting, that's basically a popular thing in trending markets. So we very well just could, break those 300 EMAs on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then just keep going higher, right? And I think that's the biggest thing in crypto is you always want to make sure you're executing proper risk management, which is something you're really good at and you preach in your Discord as well. Again, links in the description for anyone who wants to join GodsEntry Discord. But that's a big thing to keep in mind as well is just, hey, I have a lot of profit right now. Start taking some of that profit. But again, on these pullbacks, don't be afraid to buy back, right? Because if
No, I mean,
good.
Go with the trend. And if we pull back, we find another higher low there. Go for it. And you got to go with it. Go with the flow. You got to be open-minded in this market.
Yeah, exactly. So that's just one of the things I'm keeping in mind, right? I'm not like on the first red candle, I'm not going full bearish or anything. I'm still keeping in mind, the trend that we're in right now, be it temporary or not. You always got to be able to change your bias and, like I said, have that proper risk reward management. So buying at support, selling at resistance. I mean, until it proves otherwise, and then taking profits along the way is something I've always been big important on. And real quick, just looking at the other comments on here. So Gamecook, he said, if DXY goes up, isn't BTC also going to go up? So I just wanted your thoughts on that.
No, I mean, not currently now, not until the trend changes. It's always been inverse quite some time now.
All right, good answer for that one. And then let's see. And then there's also been arguments that saying, hey, people don't have jobs, housing is expensive, loans are expensive, basically as, the fact that this being a bull trap or the fact that the bulls are exhausted. Again, like I wanted to hear your thoughts, one on that, but also the market's reaction to a lot of companies missed earnings, actually. I know Google, Apple, Amazon, I think most of them missed their earnings, but still we didn't really decrease that much. And then we just continued on. And then same thing with the Fed, obviously 25 basis points didn't really change on that. But yeah, the fact that a lot of people like negative news that comes out, the market isn't reacting as it usually would, meaning like we're not going down 5-10% on, some bad news. So kind of your thoughts on that and why we're still continuing upward, even though the economy's, still relatively bad.
Well, to be quite honest, one thing I've learned over the years is markets are totally disconnected from reality. So that's why one of the biggest things with charting and trading, you really have to do your best to block out the news as best as you can and follow the charts, is my opinion. And quite frankly, all those companies, they can just fire people to, for their profits. They can fire everybody and still maintain the same amount of dividends and profits for everybody. So it's a tough call.
Yeah, it definitely is. And like you said, you just kind of got to trade what's on the chart, right? And that's a good thing about technical analysis. And in GodsEntry's Discord, his trading academy, he teaches that. So definitely join his Discord. Links in the description as well. But also, guys, please like the video if you haven't. We're trying to give as much good info as we can. Again, we're going to be in the stream probably for the next 30-40 minutes. So please give it a like. And please ask questions if you have them. We're always open to new questions. And again, helping y'all out. So with that, I'm actually going to go over to one of my charts that I have here on ETH BTC. So ETH BTC is a chart not a lot of people look at. They either look at the underlying coin, Ethereum or Bitcoin. But ETH BTC is a good one because it basically tells you the relationship of Ethereum to Bitcoin and if it's undervalued or overvalued and if there's a chance of a flip. So basically on this chart here, again, I have my DVO indicator. And as every time it's bounced off of this line, we can see that Ethereum has actually increased in terms of dominance versus Bitcoin or in terms of price. And right now, we were rejected off this resistance here at this 0.071 level. So again, once we break this level, I definitely think Ethereum is going to take off. So this is something I'm watching very, very closely. So definitely anyone that is looking to switch from Bitcoin to Ethereum or vice versa. I know Ethereum tends to pump harder versus Bitcoin just on a percentage aspect. So that's something I'm watching now. And again, it is coming down to the supports, where it's been support on since December of last year, November of last year, and then resistance on September of last year. So this is a big level. So again, we could go down a little bit more, which would also coincide with this possible 1520 level. I don't know if we'd go down that much, but again, levels I'm watching right now and just stuff to keep in mind for ETH BTC. GodsEntry, kind of curious on your viewpoint of trading pairs like ETH BTC or kind of anything along those lines.
Well, generally, yes. I don't really trade them too much, but I always look at ETH BTC to see what's about to happen, because you can flip back and forth between the two. I think it's a good leading indicator also for the altcoins as well. To watch what Ethereum's doing.
Yep, definitely. This kind of gives you a good viewpoint as well. And I see you have the crypto total market cap up, so I'll let you go over that first. And then Sven, your question about the Tesla stock, I'll actually have a chart for that. So I'm going to go over that after GodsEntry goes over this chart here.
Excuse me. Sorry about that. This is total 3. This is a crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. All right. So right now, actually, I had it like this a couple days ago, and I started to look at it a little bit more. And I saw something else, but my first look at it, I had this in this channel, more so like this, and a descending channel like this is pretty bullish. So I was looking for us to break out of here, and we could possibly have an altcoin season. So this could be one thing that's happening right now. And now, if you get rid of this, and you look at the RSI, right now we have hidden bearish divergence playing out currently, and we have regular bearish divergence. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 drives of bearish divergence. So we could most likely fall back into that channel. So I was looking at that as well. We got multiple drives of divergence playing out at the moment on the daily.
Yep, 100%. And that's something, another one of those charts that people don't talk about a lot is the total market cap chart. And again, it basically gives you a full overview of the market. Again, this one, total 3, is excluding Bitcoin and ETH. So kind of, that altcoin chart as you would. But yeah, I think this is a good, even profit-taking strategy to cover these market cap charts, because usually they move in unison, as you've seen with a lot of coins in general. When one coin goes down, most of them go down. So definitely, yeah, good chart to keep in mind. Like you said, the bearish divergence is definitely something where divergences are a strong tool. They can definitely be invalidated, but more times than not, if you have trend lines drawn like you have right there, then they tend to be more reliable. So definitely a good point there you made.
Any altcoins or anything you want to show? You're the altcoin
yeah,
guy.
so real quick, I know that Sven was talking about his Tesla chart that he wanted. So I'm going to go over that real quick and basically give an overview of that. So Tesla, as you know, it has bounced quite a bit here over the past month. It's went from the low of about 100 to a high of 197. And something I was looking at and actually posted a lot that people were sleeping on was the weekly chart for Tesla. So the weekly chart for Tesla, you can see the RSI is something I was watching. And this level here, back in May of 2019, the RSI was below the 30 level. And just for one candle it was. And then we immediately bounced from there. Well, I was looking, and the weekly RSI started to go below that 30 level on December 19th. So this caught my attention. I started posting about it a little bit, like, hey guys, keep an eye on this. And basically just a couple weeks later is when we had that bottom at that $111 mark. And from there, that was also horizontal supports from the previous resistance on July of 2020, and then September of 2020 support as well. So this was a big level I was watching, and again, it coincided with the weekly RSI under 30, so kind of an easy buy there. And again, we did break out of this downwards channel that we have, but then we broke back into it. So now you can see we are at the center line here, as well as resistance at the 190 level. So if you do have some Tesla from the bottoms here, it wouldn't be bad to take at least half profit on here. But one thing about Tesla is they do have their Cybertruck coming out. they're working on Neuralink stuff. Well, I mean, that's technically not part of Tesla, but again, they have their Cybertruck, and I think they had for their earnings, they beat their earnings, which was huge a couple days ago. So again, Tesla is actually on the uptrend, and I would not surprise me at all for us to revisit these highs near this $400 level. But closest alligator to the boat right now is 190 right now. Once we break that, then I'm eyeing 215 afterwards. So these are just levels I'm looking at. If you're looking to buy in a pullback, then again, support is going to be at that 150 level, followed by 130. So maybe get some good spots to DCA. But again, this RSI is still towards the middle here, and still could have some room to run towards the upside. God's Entry, I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on Tesla in general.
I like that 215 level. Once again, it lines up with the yearly pivot. So just so everybody understands, the way I trade these pivots is if you're below the yearly pivot, which is here in yellow labeled with a P, the trend is bearish. And once you start trading above it, then you got to become bullish. So that's basically how I trade pivots, so everybody understands. So I believe this 215 area is very critical resistance to take right at the moment.
Perfect. So are you thinking we're probably going to tag that 215 sooner rather than later?
Yeah, it looks like we're just like, it's like a magnet at the moment. Generally, when you print new pivots, on a yearly, price action likes to go and test the actual pivot itself.
Awesome. Sweet. Glad you had that. If you want to cover the OMI chart, I'm going to go ahead and place a tweet out here to try to get some more viewers in here. Again, guys, please like the video if you haven't. Again, appreciate all of y'all being here. Thank you so much. If y'all have questions, please leave them in the comments, and we will get to those as soon as possible.
Here, I'll bring up OMI real quick.
Yep.
All right, this is OMI on the 4-hour. You gotta say we had quite a pump. Somebody must have market bought. No, I'm just kidding. We have a range here. We've been in for quite some time from this 0.1 0.001 down to the 0.007. And we formed like basically a trend line here. I mapped it out like an ascending triangle, and it gave us enough strength to actually get through the range, but we didn't make it fully to the target. I would much rather seen this 0.001 hold for support rather than fall back into the range. So I would just say wouldn't be quite bullish on it just yet. Problem is we need some exchanges, so there's not true volume in on the coin.
Definitely. And what's your view on OMI as far as fundamentally?
Well, all the founder tokens have already been unlocked a long time back, so we don't have that to deal with. Suppose they're coming out with an OUP program. That should help burn some more coins. That's part of their program. It's they put that with the Master Collector program as well. So a lot of coins are going to be locked up once they implement these two different programs: the Master Collectors and the OMI utility program.
Awesome. So definitely a lot of promise there for the future. Again, good to see it's on an uptrend right now on the 4-hour since January 21st, really. Even earlier on December of 21st, when it kind of started that bounce. So yeah, definitely good to see that. And yeah, if we can break above that resistance at 0.010, definitely good news for OMI there. So awesome.
They could get this little pump. We need exchanges. That's what OMI needs to get true volume.
Definitely. And I think there's also some talk about, another NFT run, within the next couple of years, right? Kind of resurgence of NFTs. So I think that combined with, just OMI's fundamentals and exactly everything they've been improving on is definitely going to be a good catalyst down the line.
Yeah, and their IP is bar none at the moment.
Yeah.
Nobody can really compete with their IP.
100%.
They have that goal.
Definitely. Okay, cool. Going over to the next question here on the chat. So Saheb says, thoughts on NEO? It used to be deemed the Chinese Ethereum for so long, still in the top 100, but has dropped significantly. So Saheb, I'll go ahead and cover that for you and see what we can find for that. So let me go ahead and bring up let's see. Actually, I'll just cover it on this chart here for Ethereum real quick. So let's go over NEO. And yeah, NEO was a big coin back in the day, right? It was, like you said, the Chinese Ethereum. And just right now, looking at it, I'm just going to have some quick levels here on the daily, some quick support resistance levels so y'all can kind of keep up here. So yeah, so really just looking at that. What I am seeing right now is this I believe this is the 200 EMA, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so right now it rejected off the 200 EMA, which has also been horizontal resistance. So again, it seems like a lot of coins are at these EMA levels, whether it's a 300 EMA or 200 EMA. It did bounce, and it looked like potential bottoming, right, on this, say, $6 level when it bounced at November 10th, and then it came back to it on December 30th and still bounced from there. So, I mean, if we kind of, enlarge the chart a little bit, you could say, I mean, it's kind of, sideways, but it could be a double bottom there, right? And so really, once we break this, I want to call it a neckline, but once we break this resistance here at $9, coinciding with the 200 EMA, I definitely think there could be some promise for it to fly up to $12. Again, the 300 EMA is at 11, so I would say probably $11.50, $12 would be more realistic. But yeah, there definitely could be some opportunity here. I'd have to look at their Twitter and see exactly what they're releasing, if there's anything on their roadmap, any new developments. Because again, technicals are good to watch, but fundamentals initially can drive that hype, right? So trying to see if there's anything else to help them break this. But yeah, I mean, Neo doesn't look horrible. I would just, me personally, I would wait. If you're thinking of buying, possibly if it comes to the support here at around 750, that wouldn't be a bad level because it was, acting as resistance a couple times. So I'd look at 750, and then obviously the $6 level would be a great buy if it could come back down to here. So yep, just some levels I'm looking at there. And GodsEntry, I don't know if you had any opinion on Neo at all as a coin or just TA wise.
No, not at all. I haven't looked at it in such a long time.
Yeah, no, same here. Same here. Cool. So then, yep, Sven was saying, how big of a pullback do you expect for Tesla? So kind of went over that. And yeah, like I said with Tesla, looking at that 150 level, if you're thinking of buying on a pullback, that would be the level I'm looking at down here. 150, I think, would be, somewhat of a good area to buy. And then let's see. Sven said, is Netflix right now double top and should sell right now on the 4 hour? So let's go over to the 4 hour here for Netflix. And Netflix was a stock actually that, really well back in the day. Again, going to look at the daily here. Kind of see right now it's looking at 365. Let me go ahead and pull up some big, some quick support resistance lines. Let's see right there, and that's a good one. And then resistance right about there. Okay, cool. So for Netflix, looking on the daily here, so the next resistance is that 393 level, and support is at 332. It's kind of in the middle right now. So personally, I wouldn't be trading this until we get to one or the other. We do appear to be over all four moving averages, so the 50, 100, 200, and 300 on the daily, which is great to see. Sven, I know you asked about the 4 hour, so we're going to look at the 4 hour real quick. Yeah, I mean, looking at the 4 hour, it looks like it's almost like a double top or bearish divergence, because you can see here that it did make this high of 368, and it came back to it, wicked above it, and then you can see here it's going to the downside. So you can see right here, this is, see on my indicator, so right there, it's bearish, so downtrending, and then, but the price made a higher high, right? So that's bearish divergence right there. So I would definitely sell it here if you're thinking about it, and then rebuy if you're bullish on Netflix at 330, and then your next one will be 250. So I know it's quite a ways below that, but yeah, that'd be your best risk to reward for there. Sell now, and then wait to buy at 330 for there. So hope that helps out. Let's see. And then Sven also asked, do you think Sol will die or can still survive, or is just Sam's scam coin? So I think that Solana can, personally, I think it can do well in the future, because whenever Vitalik tweeted about it, and I even posted, I'll have to search for it down there, but when Vitalik posted about Solana, basically he was saying all the profit takers are out and now only the devs remain, and he said they're a good group of people, and that's what caused the Sol pump that we had. Literally, he tweeted that around this level, around 815, 850, and you can see we immediately, and funny enough, that coincided with my DVO indicator, and it gave us a buy actually right at that level. So funny coincidence there. And that caused us to immediately spring to the upside from 8 all the way to a high of 27. Real quick, doing some quick support resistance here. I do think that Solana has had healthy consolidation so far. I think that it's definitely could spring to the upside here and try to retest our 200 EMA at about $30. Just looking at these previous resistance levels, again, right now, kind of in the middle of no man's land. I would say wait for a buy around 22.70. If you're thinking of shorting it, I'd wait till about 26.50. And then after that, if we break that, $28 is the next resistance point. So it has a couple areas to break through before it continues. But talking with a few big people in the Twitter space, they're thinking we could, possibly reach this $60 level by the end of the year. So again, I don't think that's unrealistic. I do think that Solana just needs some time again for consolidation before breaking to the upside again. I think the devs there are working on some good stuff. I think the whole fiasco with Sam and everything, people were associating it with a Sam coin because he was always pumping it. It was on his exchange, yada yada. But again, I don't think it has to make up what the ecosystem is about. And now that he's out of the picture, I think it's good that it can, start new and definitely can have some good opportunity. Will I be trading it? Not necessarily. I think there's other opportunities there for some L1s and L2s, specifically Atom. I think Cosmos is a undervalued gem right now. And then possibly Link, Quant, and the AI coins, which we're actually going to talk about AI coins here in the next minute. But GodsEntry, do you have any opinion on Solana, any charts or any fundamentally thoughts on it?
Honestly, I don't trade Solana, so I don't really have any charts prepared for that. I stick with the ETH, and then I pay attention to all the coins you talk about because you're always hitting the narrative right on the head.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, everybody needs to know that Data picks some of the best altcoins in the whole space. So anybody here from my Discord, make sure you pay attention. He always has great information. He's a great resource.
Appreciate that. And looking at the comments here, so people are asking, Sven was saying, is the Discord free or paid? So yeah, both of our Discords are free. So again, they're both in the description for GodsEntry and myself. Go and join them. Have a good talk. Ask questions if you got them. Definitely some good areas there. And then let's see. Dylan says thoughts on RLB. So RLB, I'll go ahead and bring that up real quick. So RLB, I don't think I have that unless that's a stock you're talking about, reliability. But I don't think it is. It's the
IB.
Maybe it looks like a capital L or lowercase L. I don't think it's a capital I. If you could type the name of it, Dylan, I'd appreciate that. And then really going for the AI coins, we're gonna go ahead and cover those. So guys, if you had any that you wanted to cover, I'm gonna start with Ocean right now because Ocean has been doing great. For anyone who doesn't know, obviously, 2023 is the year of AI. It's with ChatGPT coming out last year, they crossed 100 million users, and really the fastest than any application has. I think it was under 2 months, and they're not slowing down. And that kind of caused the resurgence of AI coins in crypto. A couple of them being Fetch, GLQ, Ocean, Render, and a lot of others. So we're going to cover those and kind of my thoughts on some good levels to buy if you're thinking about it. So first, looking at Ocean, you can see it's bounced since November 21st from 12 cents, and it looks to be breaking this resistance here at that 38 to 39 cent level. So this is extremely bullish, especially today with the market, right? The market had a small downturn today, and Ocean is still continuing to pump. Even if you look at it on the 4-hour, right? Had a very small pullback and just continues to the upside. So personally, I'm thinking Ocean here could have a drive up to 45 cents. If you're thinking of buying, I would wait until it tags that 39 cent level again before thinking of buying, because it did provide resistance for a while actually before breaking it. So definitely look at the 39 cent level. Again, the DVO indicator is starting to curve to the upside, but this is something I'm looking at right now. If it breaks 45, then the next resistance is 55 cents. So again, could have a nice 20% move once it breaks that 45 level. So definitely a good coin to keep an eye on. It's been performing very well. And that's what you want to look for in any of these coins, is what performs well during these downturns, because those are the coins that have really good fundamentals, good technicals, and just overall safer bets, quote unquote, versus, coins that drop 20, 30% during these small downturns that we've had. So GodsEntry, did you have an AI coin you want to cover? Anything you've been looking at?
No, I just pulled that coin up when you brought it up. We're coming into the yearly pivot there at 45, so it's a big resistance to take out. We start trading above there, it could probably go up to 80 cents.
Gotcha. Perfect. Awesome. Cool. Next one I'm going to cover here is GLQ. So GLQ, I think, is on the KuCoin, But yeah, GLQ is an AI coin, Graph Link Protocol, and it's one that I've been looking at. I've actually been tweeting about. If you haven't noticed, but I've been tweeting about it, and also going to share here my tweet that I had for the YouTube channel. If y'all could help share this, try to get some more people in here, it'd be awesome. Go ahead and post that. But yes, looking at GLQ right now, it is breaking resistance, and it has been doing crazy the past couple of days. You can see it's, just from February 1st, it went from 0.005 all the way to over a penny. So literally doubled in the past 4 days. So this is a coin that, again, they've been working with AI, and they've been having a lot of implementation, a lot of automation. And again, that's always what you want to see whenever you have these strong protocols. So right now, I'm looking to buy. I would look at possibly when it comes back down to 0.098 or even 0.082. For resistance wise, it's right where we're at right now, 0.11. But once it breaks that resistance, we're looking at 0.014. So that'd be a good 30% move if it breaks that. So again, GLQ was consolidating for this whole time from June 16th of 2022 all the way to January of 2023. So that's something, again, you want to look for that. You want to look for this big consolidation, and then from there, kind of shooting up. So again, it could have a big run. It's been to a high over 6 cents. But again, you don't want to get caught up in that, especially if this is just a temporary bear market rally. So again, take your profits accordingly. But yeah, GLQ could be a promising coin. GodsEntry, do you have any thoughts on that one?
Yeah, actually, it has a lot of strength going into the yearly pivot on a daily. We're about to take it out. So we start trading above 10 cents and holding a day or two above there. So that's pretty strong, in my opinion.
Yep, definitely. Perfect. Yeah, that's definitely one I've been looking at as well. Next, let's see. We'll see what we got in the chat real quick. Dylan said, might need to do it on Dex Screener. Excuse me. Roll bits. So let's see here. So let's go ahead and look at roll bits. So he said RL. Yeah,
ROB.
Yeah, RLB, roll bit coin. So yeah, it's on Dex Screener. Let's see, I'll go over that real quick. And yeah, guys, if y'all have any AI coins that you want me to cover or GodsEntry to cover, definitely please link them in the description or link them in the comments, and we'll go over those. Looking at Rollbit here, yeah, wow, it's been doing fairly well. Listed at 0.007 and then went to a high of 0.36. So now it's at about 2.5 cents, and that's a nice little, hammer candle there. So, or even, little over doji dragonfly, but yeah, that's a nice candle there. A lot of buy pressure on the daily right now, and it's only down 5.5% today. So if I had to draw some lines on here on the daily, I would say, let's see, so obviously the 3.5 cent level is going to be some resistance there. Then you're going to be looking at that 3 cent level, followed by, let's say probably right here around this 2.5 cent level. And then finally, big drop down to that. If we go to the 4-hour charts, we could have some bounces here at about a little over 2 cents. Yeah, so personally, what I would be looking at on this, again, it hasn't been out for a long time. I would just be looking at this trend line here. So once we can break this trend line on the 4-hour, I do think that there could be some promise for it, because it acted as resistance almost 3 times. So that's what I'll be watching right now. Possibly could have another breakdown down to this 2 cent level. So I'd probably wait, just wait until it breaks this, maybe gets to about 2.6 cents before thinking of buying here, and you could ride that to 3 cents, so a good 20% move. But yeah, I mean, it's not a bad coin per se. Again, it did have this bearish divergence. That's why we, made a higher high up to 3.8 cents and then declined on that and started this downtrend. So not a horrible coin. It's only it is 83 million market cap, so with low liquidity. So that'd be the only thing. Again, this is the full diluted valuation, so the circulating market cap may be smaller. But anytime a coin has already 83 million with only 551K liquidity, I'm not necessarily eager to get in it, right? I'd like to see with a market cap this high, I'd like to see liquidity of at least a couple million before I think about getting in something like this. Because just looking at the buys here, $25 buys, yeah, the big $5,000 sell, and then $300, $100 buys. So Again, I'd have to research it a little more, see the fundamentals, see what they got. Like if they have a mainnet or something coming up, that could be bullish, right? But unless it's something big, I would just be cautious and only buy at these support levels, or really once it breaks this trend line here on the 4 hour. So just my 2 cents there. And Dylan says, very illiquid, only on Solana right now, no sexes. They make 30 million a year too already. Wow. Yeah, so maybe once it gets on exchanges, it could be bigger. And he does say it's 2 million liquidity, so that's good. Again, I mean, I would need to look at their fundamentals and see, but yeah, could be promising. Like you said, if they have some more things released or get on exchanges. Let's see. Looking at the comments here. Sven was saying, can you look at LHV1T? LHV1T. Not sure what that is.
What is it? Oh.
Yeah. LHV. Not sure what that is, Sven. May need to expand on that one. Oh, it's a banking stock. Okay, gotcha. Baltic State stock. Okay, I'll go over that one real quick. So let's see. L1 VHT. Not coming up. Not sure. Maybe it's not on TradingView. Yeah, no problem, Dylan. Anytime, man. Yeah, next AI coin, let's go over real quick, is Fetch. And yeah, yeah, so FET, Fetch AI. This one has actually performed extremely well, and I'm kind of mad because I was looking at this one yesterday when it was hovering around this 33 cent level. Didn't buy it, and just shot up today to 43 cents. So literally over a 30% move there. I'll need to look on their Twitter, see what's going on with them. But yeah, Fetch just broke this resistance. If it can close above this 42 cent resistance, it's going to be a big time for Fetch, and we're going straight to 50 cents in my opinion, which would be, again, another almost 20% move. So the DVO indicator is curving to the upside. It's broken its resistance right now. And again, this could be, very bullish coin. It's an AI coin for those who don't know. I think it's almost ranked in the top 100. So definitely something good there. After 50 cents, we're looking at 57 cents. So if you're thinking of buying on a pullback, I would probably wait. I mean, maybe a little bit at 42 cents, but really your bread and butter is going to be at that 35 cent level if you're thinking of buying back here on FET. So GodsEntry, curious your thoughts on FET and what you think of it.
Well, here's a perfect example. I was talking about the yearly pivot, what you want to see. We're already trading above it, but as you can see, as we come into it, we consolidate it above it, use it as support, and off we go. So this coin's pretty bullish per the pivot strat anyways.
Gotcha. Okay.
But that's what you want. That's what you want to see. You want to see consolidation above support.
Perfect.
Like this.
So that's good. Yeah, Fetch, something you want to see right there again. Crossing over that yearly, looking for it to be support and close above it. So awesome.
Yeah, 50 cents is the next target.
Yeah.
And you have roughly like this 41, roughly 41 cents is support. We can hold support here. We'll go up to that 50 cent.
Yep. Perfect. All right. Line up perfectly then. And with that, that's all the coins I had. Now, let's see. Sven says it's LHV1T. So make sure I type that in right. LHV1T. There it is. Okay. Yep. It's a little mistype there earlier. Let's see. So real quick, draw some lines here. And again, guys, please give us a like if you haven't. Really appreciate all the viewers here. Thanks for tuning in. Trying to give you all the best content we can here. And again, Twitter to Discord, both of ours are in the description and in the comments for myself and GodsEntry. Let's see. So, yep, resistance there. And then the big one is going to be there. Okay, so looking at, and yeah, GodsEntry, you may want to pull this one up too on TradingView. LHV1T. It's in the comments there. But yeah, it's looking pretty good actually. Its lowest was 294, and since then it's gone to a high of 394 now, and it looks to be breaking some big resistance points. It's over the 50, 100, 200, and 300 day moving averages on the daily. And yeah, if we can close above this resistance at 390, then definitely going to be bullish for LHV here. I think 430 would be the next level. So again, that would be, basically a 10% move from here, which would be really good. The indicator, now there's bearish divergence right now on my DVO indicator. Let's see, looking at the 4 hour, again, more bearish divergence. So that's something I may be worried about a little bit. But again, with how it's been performing, if it can hold this 390 level, possibly you could buy at this 372 if it breaks down. But yeah, LHV actually isn't a bad coin, Sven. So GodsEntry, curious on your thoughts on that coin.
Once again, we broke trend. We're holding above the yearly pivot. We're coming into another pivot. So this, what is this, like 390? That's a pretty
Yep.
strong resistance at the moment. So once we get above there, we can continue. But good place I see is like 380 for a pullback.
Yep. Definitely. Cool. So we're on the same page with that one. Awesome. Let's see. Kai says, what about the AI coin Genie? It's supposed to be like Hex, but it fixes Hex's issues. So GENI. GodsEntry, if you want to pull that one up, and then I'll go over it. Go over it after you cover it. So he says, the AI coin Genie. It's supposed to be like Hex, but it fixes Hex. So it's probably gonna be on Dex Screener. So I'll go.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and go on Dex Screener and see what we can find on here. Let's see. AI coin Genie is supposed to be okay. So looking at the different, let's see if it's on the Ethereum pair here. And please correct me if it's not on Ethereum, but this looks to be the one. Let's see. So the chart doesn't look that good, to be honest. It's a lot of wicks, and there's really 579K liquidity. There's really not, I mean, you can say it's consolidating a little bit, but just the way the chart is very, very violent for the times. There's really no structure here. So I wouldn't be in this. If you really, really like it, just drawing some support lines real quick, I would say maybe buying at 0.00014. That would be a good support to buy at. And even if it wicks down here to 0.00013, and then finally at 0.00108. I think these would be 3 good levels to buy at. But yeah, that's my opinion. I would say if they have some good fundamentals, again, any mainnet releases, any big partnerships, anything like that that's coming up, could be a bullish catalyst for it. But yeah, just kind of looking at it in general, it looks like it had one of those super high listings and then just dumped completely. So I would stay out of this personally. That's just my opinion there.
It doesn't look too good.
Yep.
Just looking at it, it looks kind of weak.
Gotcha. And yes, Vin, the LHV bank stock. Yeah, that was one we were looking at. Cool. Let's see. GodsEntry, do you have any questions or any coins you wanted to go over? Any kind of views on the market you wanted to share while we're kind of just waiting? We can probably go for another 10 minutes here, and before you end this live stream. And no problem, Kai. Always good to help you out.
Not really. I pretty much went over everything I had prepared for you for today.
Okay.
Just be patient right now. I wouldn't be too biased in either direction. Like I said, I'm looking for some sort of pullback and see where we get this higher low here, so we can build support and start moving up. Because if not, we're just going to roll over, and this could be our target. Our original target could be down here sometime later in the year. Whoops. Right about there. So if we roll over and we lose this 21 EMA, it's over in my mind. So this 21 EMA needs to hold.
Perfect.
On the weekly.
Yep. That's what I'm thinking too. And like I said, for Bitcoin right now, just watching closely. If we're breaking this 300 EMA at 23.8K, or reach this support at 22.4, or major support at 21.3. which is the level everyone's watching here. So one thing's going to happen. I'll tell you what, we're either going to break down through this support because everyone's expecting it and go down to this 20K or even 17.8, or we're just going to break above this 300 EMA and catch a lot of people off guard who are shorting right now. So I feel like it's going to be one or the other. The market makers got to get their liquidity somehow. So get people liquidated is just, these are one of the ways to do it. Yeah.
I was going to say, we're definitely at a major inflection point in the market.
Yep. 100%. That's definitely what I'm seeing. And you can feel it too with there's indecision. I actually took a poll on Twitter. For anyone, feel free to vote on this poll. But I did a sentiment check. And 18 hours ago, I said, will BTC hit first, 25.3 or 21.3? 58% of people said we're going to hit 21.3K first. So that tells you that maybe we're not, right? Maybe we're going to break through this 300 EMA and end up catching a lot of people off guard. With that said,
it's very possible.
Yep, exactly. And with that said, it's still very, very close. Usually what you want to see is, maybe 30% of people saying 25.3 and then 70% saying 21.3. So again, that's one of the things where, you know, it still could be 21.3 because I don't think there's enough majority to have that little, you know, opposite of the sentiment thing there. So that's something I'm looking at as well and considering. But yeah, that's what my thoughts there. And then
It's definitely a good read on indecision in the market.
yeah, definitely. And Dan says same for the EMA on the weekly. So we'll go out on the weekly real quick. See what we got here. Let's see. Let me put in BLX. That's a little bit. Okay, there you go. Yeah. So, oh yeah, awesome observation, Dan. So, yeah, GodsEntry. If you go to BLX on Bitcoin for Brave New Coin, and you go on the weekly and you go on the 200 and 300 EMA, you can see the 200 EMA is at 25K and for the weekly, and so that would line up perfectly with the resistance that everyone's expecting at 25.2, right? So yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one actually. So good eye, Dan. So yeah, that's something I'm watching, and then 21.2K is the 300 EMA support for Bitcoin. So wow, yeah, definitely good observation there. Definitely 2 levels to watch out for. And that explains why so many people are looking at these levels.
We're definitely pinched in here.
Yeah, exactly. That we are. And I know Sven said, I buy Bitcoin only if fear and greed index is under 16. Thoughts about that? Me personally, the fear and greed index, I think it's, you know, it's not bad. Again, it's a sentiment indicator, right? How people are feeling. You always want to buy when there's a lot of fear, sell when there's a lot of greed. I think there's definitely some advantages to using it. So I like it personally. Again, I wouldn't put all my eggs in that basket, but say there's a lot of fear and you have it at support and indicators are oversold, then okay, good. You know, I would use that as a confluence indicator versus something that's just, you know, just one and done, the only thing you're using. So yeah, I don't mind it, Sven. And yeah, Dan, no problem, man. Appreciate you sharing the insight there. Definitely, if any of y'all have any other insights like that, you know, go ahead and tell us. We're always open for new things. We don't know everything, so.
It's good stuff.
Yep, definitely. Any closing remarks, GodsEntry, before I share the socials and sign us out here?
No, that's pretty much it. I appreciate having me on, and everybody just be patient in this market.
Definitely. Well, yeah, guys, again, you haven't followed GodsEntry, it's at Gods_entry. He also has a Discord that's linked on there. I have both of these linked in the description. If you're not following me at the CryptoData, I also have my YouTube channel linked, obviously here. And then my Discord, that's going to be linked in the description as well, and for any comments I have. So thank you guys so much for watching us. Please give this video a like if you haven't. Appreciate having y'all. Expect us to do this more, kind of get y'all, you know, updated on the market and kind of see what happens over these next couple months. So until next time, thanks for watching. All right, man. Just ended it.
Good stuff.